Hello and welcome to Music City Kids. My name is Tamara with Love in a Big World, and I'm so glad that you are spending some time with us today. We're going to be talking about gratitude, and gratitude is being thankful for what you have or what other people do for you or give to you. And I'll tell you what, gratitude is one of the keys to joy in our lives. And you know, here at Music City Kids, we want to help you grow strong in mind, body, and spirit, and gratitude will help you grow strong. So to kick us off today, we've got Jacob with hand-eye body coordination. Let's go.
Hello, today's hand-eye coordination challenge. Two balls. They can be tennis balls, they can be oranges, rolled up socks, whatever you have at home will work. What we're going to practice is being able to use both our right and left hand equally. So here's the first exercise. You're going to throw the ball up, catch it, throw the ball up and catch it with the other hand. Each time you're catching with the same hand that you threw with. See if you can get a good rhythm going. One hand may be easier than the other, but that just means you gotta keep practicing till they're both comfortable. The ball should go about head height, a little above your eyes, and you watch the ball at the top. You always look at the top. Awesome. All right, now try to throw them both at the same time, like this, and catch it. You'll notice that you can't look equally at both while they're in the air. You have to use what's called your peripheral vision, which means you're looking kind of in the general direction in front of you, and your eyes see the movement of each side, but you're not looking at one or the other. You're looking at both of them, but neither of them at the same time. Just like that. You can even try to get them closer together. That makes it easier to see both of them. Or a little further apart, and you really have to use your peripheral vision for this exercise. Something you can play with is alternate and then throw both.
No.
So have fun, play with some patterns with that, a few different ideas, and it's just a lot of fun to experiment with, and it's really good exercise both for your hands and your eyes. Have fun with this one.
Thanks, Jacob. It's so fun to figure this out with you. Thanks for the tips. All right, next we've got Janet from Janet's Planet with our science for the day.
Galileo Galilei was an Italian physicist, astronomer, and philosopher. He was associated with the scientific revolution. In the late 16th century, it was generally believed heavier objects would fall faster than lighter objects. Galileo thought differently. He hypothesized or imagined that two objects could fall at the same rate regardless of their mass. Legend has it that in 1590, Galileo held a feather and a stone in either hand and released them simultaneously. The feather structure slowed its descent in parachute fashion, and the stone landed first. Galileo reasoned that this was a result of factors other than weight, and his later investigations confirmed that air resistance and friction, not weight, are responsible for this difference. What would happen if you dropped a feather and a stone on the moon where no air exists? Astronauts David Scott and Jim Irwin conducted Galileo's experiment on the moon during their Apollo 15 mission. Take a look at what happened.
Well, in my left hand I have a feather. In my right hand a hammer. And I guess one of the reasons we got here today was because of a gentleman named Galileo a long time ago who made a rather significant discovery about falling objects in gravity fields. And we thought that where would be a better place to confirm his findings than on the moon. And so we thought we'd try it here for you. The feather happens to be appropriately a falcon feather for our falcon. And I'll drop the two of them here, and hopefully they'll hit the ground at the same time. How about that? proves that Mr. Galileo was correct in his findings.
See.
The Apollo feather drop was not the most accurate science experiment. No one measured the height from which the objects were released, nor the time they took to fall, and Scott was leaning over with his arms not quite parallel to the ground. But as a demonstration, it is unforgettable.
See.
And so too is Galileo. Quick, name 3 scientists who have furthered the world's understanding of gravity. Let's put them in order. Galileo built on the ideas of the scientists who came before him. Newton built on the ideas of Galileo. And Cavendish built on the ideas of Newton and Galileo.
Thank you.
Let your mind revolve around this. If I have seen further than others, it is because I have stood on the shoulders of giants. As we move forward in time, which of you will stand on the shoulders of these science giants and increase our understanding of gravity and microgravity?
Thanks, Janet. You know, I am grateful for the men and women of science who have accomplished incredible discoveries and experiments, and we can learn from them and find new research ourselves. That's what gratitude is all about, being thankful for what others have done for us or given to us. And these folks have given us knowledge and wisdom. All right, next, we've got some more wisdom from our friend Josh.
This is Joshua Monday here for another episode of Music City Kids Entrepreneurship. I haven't been on for a couple weeks. It's because I've just been really dealing with what's going on in the world. And it's really been weighing heavy on me because I am an African American man. And to experience or to see George Floyd be executed on national TV was something that I just never experienced and wanted to just talk about. There is a heavy burden to carry, being an African American man, being African American in the United States. But one thing is for sure is that we can get through this together. We get through this by loving thy neighbor. The Bible states that and talks about that you should love your neighbor, no matter what they look like, no matter if they're black, they're white. We do one thing alike. We both bleed red. And if we show each other love, love conquers all. So regardless of the hate, regardless of our differences, regardless of all these things, love conquers all. And if you love your neighbor as yourself, that starts the process and that starts the healing process to bring us all together. Because one thing we are better together. And we have to fight the systematic racism that's taking place. We have to fight police brutality. We have to fight equality. We have to fight so many things together. And the only way that we can win this is if we fight it together. It's not a one-man thing. It's not a black thing. It's not a white thing. It's a together thing. And if we work together, arm in arm, to solve some of these challenges, I think we will get far in the world and in life. So continue to pray for us, continue to pray for this country, and we'll get back to talking about entrepreneurship. We'll get back to growing your business. We'll get back to all the fun things. What I want you to do as your homework assignment is, can you love your neighbor? Can you find some things that you all have in common and really, really tune into those things? Don't worry about the differences. Find those things that you have in common and love your neighbor. Back to you, Tamara.
Thank you, Josh. And did you know, friends, that one of the ways that we can love our neighbor is by telling them thank you? So whether it's your mom, your dad, your auntie, your grandparents, your cousins, or your neighbors down the street, let them know how grateful you are for them and what they do for you every day. Cooking you breakfast, taking you to school, helping you with your homework, or just being your friend. Next, we have a new friend with us. Her name is Karen Waldrop, and she's sharing a special trip that she made to Haiti and the impact that she made on the kids there, as well as the impact those kids had on her. Take a look.
When no one's looking, are you doing the right thing? When someone needs you, are you listening? 'Cause we can't choose where we came from, but we can't choose what we make of, what we're made of. Faith, hope, and love. So when our time is come and gone and our work on earth is done, tell them we lived at the top of that mountain. Tell them we scraped the bottom of the well. Tell them we prayed and got what we needed and learned from everything else. If our hearts are full, then we are rich. So tell them we live. Tell them we live. Make sure that you tell everything, every little memory. Don't leave nothing out of our documentary. When you're telling our stories about our legacy, tell them we lived at the top of that mountain. Tell them we scraped the bottom of the well. Tell them we prayed and got what we needed and learned from everything else. If our hearts are full, then we are rich. So tell them we live. Tell them we live. Tell them we live. If they're asking, we did the best we could while our life lasted. So when we go, let them know. We lived, oh, we lived. We lived at the top of that mountain. We scraped the bottom of the well. We prayed and got what we needed and learned from everything else. In this life we've got just one shot at this. If our hearts are full, yeah, we are rich. So tell them, go on and tell them we live. 'Cause oh, we live.
Thank you, Karen. That was beautiful. And friends, do you know the more grateful we are, the more it opens up the door to good things in our hearts and in our lives. When I am living in gratitude, I tend to be more kind and generous with others. Think about that. And next, we've got By Kids for Kids with Kenya and Chanel.
Hey, my name is Kenya. My name is Chanel. And so today my thing for this video is going to be dance because I can't stay in the house all day. I gotta go outside. During this quarantine and this coronavirus is just making everybody depressed and people want to go places, but we just gotta stay in the house, and that's a lot for kids to do, and we can't go to school. Sometimes my mom be like, sit down somewhere. I'll be like, but I can't. And then she'd be like, tell me to go outside, and it's like just too much. So we all trying to handle it our own ways, and I'm 13. So
I'm 14, so
it's like hard for us to just be still all the time, and we can't go nowhere in our cars down the street to the store without being scared of where the coronavirus is going. So yeah, let's get into this video. And thank you for watching. This is what we do. We just practice TikToks over and over and over again, just to do some outside, because we love to dance. And thanks for watching.
Thanks for sharing your dancing with us, Kenya and Chanel. I don't know what it's like where you are, friends, but our kids here in Nashville, Tennessee are still mostly learning from home. So, gotta keep moving with that dancing. All right, here is your book recommendation for today. 22 Cents, Muhammad Yunus and the Village Bank by Paula. Yes, Muhammad founded the Grameen Bank. You got to learn about this stuff. It's an institution to provide microloans, that means little itty bitty loans, in order to help people work themselves out of poverty. So Muhammad gives small loans for start their own businesses so they could work their way out of poverty. So as you read this book, either from your local library or on audible.com, I want you to figure out what Muhammad is grateful for. And then what does he do to demonstrate that gratitude to other people? For what are the people who receive the loans grateful for? And then think about yourself. What are you grateful for? And how can you use your gratitude to help others? All right, next we've got Dr. Don and Chuck.
Hey, Music City kids. Dr. Don here with my friend Chuck, and today we're going to start a new series. Something that may be very important to all of you is healthy skin. That's right. I talked to you a little bit about the mask and how sometimes the mask can irritate the skin, and I want to dive a little bit deeper into that. I gave you some stuff to do with that. Make sure you wash your mask, but we want to make healthy, youthful skin for a long time to come. Now, what is the skin? The skin is just this big barrier, and it protects us from microbes, bacteria, viruses. It protects us from the elements, wind, rain, sand, dirt, and it protects us from UV radiation from the sun. We've talked about that too. Now, this stuff is actually called the epidermis. Now, the epidermis contains natural fats known as lipids. They help strengthen the barrier of the skin, and there's different types of lipids. There's cholesterol. Some of you are familiar with that one. It's kind of a popular term. Ceramides and fatty acids. Now, all these play a role in the elasticity and appearance of the skin and what it looks like. It makes us all pretty, right? Now, these are formed by the body, but getting them in our diet is really, really important. And sometimes we can supplement too, but it's, you know what I say, food is medicine. You've got to get the right stuff in, because you can put all the stuff on your skin, but if you're not feeding it from the inside out, you're not really getting the best job done for your skin. So, fatty acids in particular are responsible for the balance of all those lipids. An abundance of fatty acids is associated with that healthy, youthful skin appearance. Now, we want to consume different types of fatty acids known as omega-3 and omega-6. The important thing is getting these in balance. And that's sometimes balance is hard to do, but we want to make sure that we're trying to get these in balance. These will help keep the skin barrier intact, as well as reducing inflammation of the skin and reducing that aging process. Now, there are some sources that I want you all to know. This is important. This is how we get this stuff in our body. 1, chia seeds. Well, that's a good source of fiber, and we've talked about how fiber is really good for your digestive system and your immune system and all that stuff. The omega-3s the chia seeds have some of these fatty acids in them. Walnuts. Walnuts are a great source. Of course, if you have nut allergies, you got to watch out. You know, this is sort of a general, but if you have any allergies to these things, please watch out. But we have chia seeds, we have walnuts. Brussels sprouts are actually a really good source. They're one of my favorites. I used to hate them when I was a kid. I love them now. flax seeds, sunflower seeds, and avocados. Those are some of my favorites. We can get those in a whole lot in our diet, and you're not going to really be able to do too much. I mean, you can always do too much of a good thing, right? But just try to make sure you're getting these sources in there. It will help nourish the skin from the inside. So this is part one. We're going to move on to a different nutrient to help with your skin later on. So until then, back to you, Tamara.
Thanks, Dr. Don, for that health tip for our skin. Next, we've got Luana with some art that we can do today.
Welcome to my home again. Well, I've been having such a good time doing art projects with you, and it's so cool finding things right around the house that we can use to do our art with. So I have another project that, again, using our Old Faithful toilet paper roll, and I want to show you how you can create a deep sea creature with your empty toilet paper roll. So let's get into it. Okay, I've got my toilet paper roll, my Mod Podge, or you can use any type of craft glue you have. I'm going to draw a line to tell me where to stop cutting, because we're going to cut the bottom half of our toilet paper roll into strips about the thickness of your finger all the way around. And once we have it all the way around, I'm going to have you bend these strips up and start kind of curling them a little bit, or bending them upwards, okay? And then we're going to take the back of our scissors. I don't know if you've ever done this technique before, but I'll flatten the scissors out and then pull the paper through and cause the paper to curl up. And this is going to give our sea creature some legs or some tentacles. Add your craft glue, rub that in all the way around, and then we're going to set that aside to get tacky while we cut our piece of felt that we're going to use. I could paint the toilet paper roll or color it, but I had some felt, so I'm going to use that today. And I cut enough to go around the top half of the toilet paper roll, okay? I'm going to make some eyes for my sea creature, draw them on my other piece of felt, make them kind of googly and funny, and cut those out. And then I'm going to size them up, sort of see where I want to place them on my sea creature, right about there. Now I'm just going to paint the legs. I wanted to do a little purple white leg, or tentacles, so that's what I'm going to do. You can paint yours to match the top half, or you can be creative and use stickers, and there you have it. Back to you, Tamara.
How fun is that? Thanks, Laura. All right, friends, today we've been talking about gratitude, being thankful for what we have or what others do for us or give to us. And like I said, gratitude is a secret to unlocking other good things in our hearts and in our lives. And our job is to pass on that goodness to others. Think about this quote from the United Nations Charter. Human beings are born free and equal in dignity and rights. They are endowed with reason and conscience and should act towards one another in a spirit of brotherhood and sisterhood. So how are you going to show that love and gratitude to your brothers and sisters in our big world today? Share your ideas in the comments below, and we'll see you next time on Music City Kids. Make it a great day.